CBC takes your money and keeps its secrets secret. I'm Brian Lilley with TheRebel.Media. We know that CBC loves to expose wasteful spending by other government departments. And make no mistake about it, CBC, the state broadcaster, is a government department. This is an organization that takes more than $1 billion a year from taxpayers, and soon, thanks to Justin Trudeau and the Liberals, they'll get $150 million extra each year. Their news department, their massive, overstaffed news department, uses all that money to compete not only with regular radio and TV broadcasters in the private sector, but increasingly, CBC uses their billion-dollar-plus subsidy to compete against newspapers and online news sources. They've also got two access to information specialists, Dean Beebe and David McKee. That means they've got two people going through records upon records from other government departments, trying to uncover secrets, wasteful spending, and then turn this information into stories to embarrass the government of the day. At least that's what they did in the Harper era. We'll see what happens once that extra funding starts to flow. But how does CBC react to access to information requests filed against them? Are they open and transparent? Do they provide the same level of openness that their newsroom demands of every other government department? No. I've been reporting on this for years. In fact, more than 5 years ago now, I reported on how CBC was taking the Federal Information Commissioner to court to stop the release of records that my old employer, Quebecor, had sought. Were we looking to find out Peter Mansbridge's salary or the caramel secret? No. We wanted simple information, the types of things that CBC asks other government departments for, including what CBC paid in fees for their own access to information requests, the amount of money spent on restaurants and hospitality in Montreal, the files on how much they spent on a new theme song, a contest for Hockey Night in Canada. CBC spent years and a small fortune fighting that in court, trying to stop you from knowing how they spent our money. After they lost, did things change? After they were humiliated at a parliamentary committee for claiming they ran the whole network with one car, did they change? Were they open? No. They're as secretive as ever. Case in point, this release of access to information requests, all I wanted to know was what it cost for them to set up their giant election night stage, their set. Wanted to know, not secrets of the state broadcaster, but what did it cost to build a huge, massive set? What did that cost taxpayers? We own the place. We deserve to know if we get value for money. But CBC thinks they're above that. Here's what we asked. This is quite detailed, but as you'll see in here, we were asking for a financial accounting from the Toronto Broadcast Centre. Provide copy of accounting, financial management, and planning records indicating the detailed labor and materials costs associated with creation, design, production, construction, building, erection, assembly, and disassembly of the studio mounted in the atrium for the sole purpose of reporting live the results and analysis of the 2015 general election on October 19, 2015, associated costs, purchase, rental of electrical, electronic, visual equipment, lighting equipment, tubular structure. Other construction materials are requested, labor costs, including overtime costs, for persons assigned or hired, and we go through the trades. Want to see what they sent me? Here it is. Nothing. 3 pages. There's accounting codes, but no dollar figures. They've been removed. Why? According to CBC, there's 2 reasons to remove these. First, Section 68.1 is the exemption that CBC can place on any information relating to journalistic, creative, and programming activities. Let me ask you, is knowing the cost of the overtime for the construction crew of a set really a matter of journalistic, creative, or programming activities? Of course not. We asked about the money being spent, what it was spent on. We didn't ask what they paid for talent or guests. We didn't ask, what did you bid to air the Murdoch mysteries? We asked about construction costs in a very public place. The other reason cited by CBC is very telling and goes to the argument put forward by their defenders that CBC isn't a government department. They cited Section 18B of the Access to Information Act. What is that? Well, Section 18 is about the economic interest of Canada. It allows government departments to refuse the release of information that's injurious to the economic interest of Canada. But Section 18B is specific to protecting, quote, the competitive position of a government institution. So a couple of points there. By using Section 18B, CBC is admitting they're a government institution. They're part of the government. They are the state broadcaster, a fact already known by anyone with eyes to see and ears to hear. Secondly, they admit they're competing. They don't want to release these costs because They want to continue competing against the private sector, and any information getting out, including how our tax money's spent, they think that could harm them. I've been around the federal government and the access to information system for a long time. Let me tell you, this is an abuse of the system. This is an attempt to shut Canadians out from information they have every right to know. The Trudeau Liberals promised a new era of openness and transparency. We'll see if they actually believe in that and force CBC to show Canadians the same transparency that CBC demands of every other government department. Somehow, I doubt that will happen, though. It's why I continue to say it's time to sell CBC. If you agree, go to our website and petition, add your name to that. Sellthecbc.ca. Go there now. Sellthecbc.ca. We deserve more, a lot more, for our $1 billion+ a year.